You're live.
What's going on, all you cool cats and kittens? It's Michael Gascon, the horse guru, coming back to you live to answer some questions and to do some video reviews. We are out here thinking of you. Just swung my leg off of a Mustang, been working some Mustangs, been doing the Extreme Mustang Makeover with my horse Belle. Also been helping some folks with their ponies, and we've been recording videos, and we are filming our Horse Help Train Off TV series that's going to be on our YouTube channel. And we've got 5 of our 6 contestants already in. Our 6th contestant is working on immigration through South Africa to get his visa to come down to compete. But what all different walks of life do we have? We have folks coming from Montana, from North Carolina. We have the guy from South Africa. We have a guy from the border of Mexico and Texas.
We have Florida. And
yeah,
that was everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
And it has been awesome so far. We've been working
so much fun.
So many different things. Sometimes you don't realize all the things that you do in a normal day until you start teaching a big group. You're like, oh, yeah, we go from gate work to sit down, lay down, soccer. We do cannon work. We do colt starting. We do problem solving. We work Mustangs. We work Friesians. We work warm bloods. We work Dutch harness horses. We drive horses.
Pony, actual pony.
A little bit of everything. And you don't realize that until you start videoing it and documenting it. Oh, we do a lot of stuff here. So pretty refreshing. So cool.
Episodes start airing this Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on our YouTube channel. The first one's going to be a little bit of an introduction and a backstory and us getting ready for this event, us finishing our academy and train off housing. We just completely remodeled a new facility for all of them to be able to have their own place and to have some areas to relax whenever we're not on horses, which is very few and far between because Michael is constantly roping. I think we've gotten like 3 days worth of roping footage already and practicing with all of the contestants that we have. They've all been super fun, super handy, having a great time with us. And we can't wait to share them with you, share their stories, share their adventures, and be able to share every step along the way as they train not only themselves to prepare to hopefully take this position and win this competition, but also to train a colt starting quarter horse and a colt starting Pasofino from scratch. So you get to follow along every step of the way with those horses. Those horses are also available. If you guys haven't followed our newsletter, there's going to be an announcement coming where you can actually put a deposit down on one of those horses, get access to a private Facebook group, be able to follow their training all the time, and be able to, again, be there. Like you guys are going to feel like you're at the farm for the next 6 months. And we're super pumped about that.
Whoop, whoop. All right, guys, without further ado, I bring to you video review. I feel like I got it rhymed, right?
So this is Andy Gimple Blanchard with Heidi. We're working on the sit down and I get her to lift up her leg but not really sit down. It's like she's trying to climb the bale of hay. If you can tell me what I should do. I'm trying to lift her head up to encourage the rounded back to get her to sit down, but I just can't get it. Your help would be appreciated. Thanks.
All right, working on a sit down.
Good girl.
All right, young lady. So first things first, I would like you to start with a higher, put 4 more bales on. So stack another 2, then another 2 where she has no chance of sitting down, and teach her first how to push back against that wall. Then remove 2 bales and do it again. Then if she's doing on that, you can do it again. But right now, that seat is a little too low for her to learn on. And what you get is them wanting to step over. So if it is a little higher, you see right here, when she is backing up against it, you see it's barely above her hocks. I want you to teach her by having 4 more bells higher, where she has no chance of sitting down and she gets the release from pushing back against it. I just got done teaching this in the academy today. The key is to have that high wall. I learned that from Miss Chantel Turvey, and she showed me how to show them how to push against the wall. And ever since I started sitting a horse and started pushing them against hay bales that they had no chance of sitting down on, it goes through, my win percentage has gone through the roof. Like any horse that I want to sit down, if I'm willing to put the time in, I can get them to sit. But I don't do it like this anymore. This is how I used to do it back in the day. One size fits all, figure it out. But my success rate was lower. I would have 60 or 70% success rate. But now that I train them how to push back against a wall of hay, and then little by little incrementally lower that hay, that's how you're going to get that rounded back. That's how you're going to get that horse. See how he never pushes his spine out? He just looks to step over it. He's not thinking sit or push. So you show him how to push, and it's a whole game changer. All right, Miss Wendy working on some Liberty. I was working her horses this morning. They're working good. So she's working on that draw. Nice. Again, working on that draw, doing a little funneling. All right, now we're working with Miss Terry. She is working through preschool. The big Hanoverian. Yeet. The thing, that Hanoverian warm blood could jump that fence if he wants to, and he will shut down at the sight of a tarp. That's not good, bad, or indifferent, but at least it lets you know what he would do. Very nice. So my kids today in the academy, they just got introduced to their first day of the Thunderdome, where there was 6 young training horses in there. There was tarps hanging from the rafters. There's flapping tarps, loud music, a little bit of everything. And it's the same thing as, can you make the horse focus on you with all that shenanigans? So that's just what you're trying to do right here, is you're trying to make him focus on you more than those tarps, so that can translate to the saddle and you can get him to pay attention to you instead of those tarps. If you have to get really loud for him to pay attention to you, just understand when you get in the saddle and try to go over those same tarps, that's how loud you're going to have to get. So the goal is, if you're going to have a conversation for him to do it, that you do it while you're on the ground, while you're feeling confident. Very cool round pin. Already relaxing, dropping his head. Nice. Very nice, Miss Terry. Big difference from beginning to end. All right, so Miss Wendy working on her lay down. So she's tapping the head, step 1. She's looking for that leg to pick up, that's step 2. Is pawing okay? The first time that you do it, I won't fiddle for it. Like if it's lesson 1 or lesson 2 and you're just asking for the leg, if they're moving the leg and acknowledging, I won't mess with them. But very quickly, when they paw with one, I'll tap the other. So if they have one knee bent because they're pawing, I'll tap the other leg. A lot of times they'll switch back and forth from pawing to one side to pawing to the other. So the 4 steps of the lay down is head down with the belly tap, head down, leg up, head down, leg up, bow, head down, leg up, bow, hold the bow. They're going to lay down. Yeah, so go ahead and tap that other leg when she starts pawing with that one. There we go. It's like you read my mind.
I was not expecting that.
So if you're tapping on her hoof or right above her hoof and she's not picking up, don't be afraid to tap that cannon bone. And if they start backing,
Barbara Tamborski and Jean, a 20-year-old American saddlebred.
keep them from wanting to
I'm
back up.
working on getting him to come back down after he's cantered, trying to get him to do a slow, relaxed walk after cantering.
All right, Miss Barb cantered her horse around, so he popped his head back up. He's excited all over again. So we're trying to relax and get his head down. Look at Miss Barb cantering around on old Jean. Jean is a hot to trot saddlebred, and boy, does he have some go. My horse keeps popping their heads up whenever I tap back and forth on their legs. What should I do? Go back to tapping the belly, then go back to the leg. And you keep layering it back and forth until they'll leave their head down and pick a leg up for you. So Miss Barb already knows to make that horse quiet, you are looking to transition up to transition back down. Speed up so you can relax right back down. And that's just what she's doing here. Transitioning back down to a quiet trot, then a walk. Questions about the lay down. My mare just keeps jumping backwards and sideways. Then I get scared and let go of the rope. I feel like I'm teaching her to jump around instead of lay down. Any suggestions? So you can use a rope as a one-legged hobble if you're having an issue with your belly rope, and that will keep it out of. We use that whenever we are teaching a horse to hold a front leg up, and we just put the rope around their ankle, pick their leg up, make a couple wraps, and make a slip knot. So for this lay down, if you're having a hard time with your rope management,
Barbara
that's one
Tamborski
thing we do to
Star,
really
a
help out.
16-year-old Missouri foxtrotter who is completely blind. We're working on long lining. I know you should be against a fence, but I wanted to do it here in the part of the arena that she is most comfortable.
Completely blind Missouri foxtrotter. She's doing some long lining. I like it. You wouldn't believe how much better, how much longer horses with a disability like that, deaf horses or blind horses, vision impaired horses, if you keep them with a job, if you keep them working and doing stuff, how much longer they last. A lot of folks, they'll have a horse that becomes visually impaired or hearing impaired and they stop using them because they think it's dangerous. To the contrary, you have a blind horse and they will trust in your leadership and you become their CNI person. But you got to treat them like the horse that you want them to be, not the horse that they are. So when they get stuck like that, you just try to do your best to grab the outside line and then start walking back towards their face. There we go. Hold, hold, hold. Right there. So right there, whenever that horse wants to get stuck and looks for that security, I would be pulling that butt rope and walking towards their face so that they don't think that they can hide by putting their face in their leg. That's the equivalent of any horse hiding their face in your leg. You do that a couple times and roll him back the opposite direction, and he'll stop doing that. He'll stop trying to hide his face there. There you go. There you go. All right, Miss Barb on Gene out and about. I'm just starting to teach the canter. My mare is a Pasifino. Should I work on transitioning from the walk to the canter, or is it okay to transition from the quarter or largo? Will this affect my gait? All right, Miss Lori, whenever we teach our passos how to canter, what we think is head up, gait, head down, canter. So we really show them that if they are going to canter, we want them to canter with their head down. Number one, that's going to give you a nice 3-beat quiet canter because their motor is going to be off. And two, it's not going to mess up your gait. If you start gating from the largo, well, if they can gait 15 miles per hour today, tomorrow, and then canter, tomorrow they'll get to 12 miles per hour and then they'll offer the canter. So you've lessened your gait. The next day they'll gait to 10 miles per hour and then they'll offer the canter, again, slowing down your gait. So I like it to be crystal clear. If I have your head down in the dirt like a quarter horse, we can canter like a quarter horse. If I pick your head up like a passo, I want you to gait like a passo. All right, Miss Andrea, that leg hobble will definitely help you, especially if you're using a belly rope. A lot of people get a little overwhelmed with all the rope and they get to hopping and then the horse gets to release. So at least if you use the leg hobble, Well, then if she hops, then she doesn't get a release. The leg's still up. All right, Miss Lori working on her side pass. Oh, got the Daisy Dukes and the boots on. She's ready. Very nice. Using the fence, like you learned at the retreat. All right, Miss Lori. So remember, we want to give her a little forward. So if you take her on the fence, and let her go forward, and then you pull her face towards the rail, she's going to get that motion over maneuver. There we go. And stop. And give her. That's so much better, even if she goes a little shoulder heavy. There you go. Right hand towards her butt. Nice. So that's a great way to teach that side pass, is by allowing her to move forward first and then turning it into a side pass, because the horse understands, hey, motion over maneuver. Whenever they get stuck and we start adding pressure, it's easy for the horse to not have anywhere to go. Hi ho, Silver. So right here, she's just getting stuck in the side pass and she doesn't know where to go with that energy. So when we're clicking, when we're adding pressure to have her go, it's not clear to her where to move her feet. Well, the balloon can only hold so much air and then it pops. So all this kind of hopping and jumping and stuff like that, it's when we're adding juice, we're adding gas pedal, but there's no exhaust. And that's where you get the hop through the air. That's where you get the skips. Think about it. A horse can't burn out. In a car, if you hold the brake and press the gas, the back tires will just peel out. In a horse, they kind of hop and bop and look for the way out, and that's what you're getting here. So you've got a big motor on this filly, and when she doesn't know where to go with her feet, then you get a hop or a skip. The second you get her turned around and go in the other direction and you give her some freedom and she knows where to put her feet, you move off sideways, no problem. So right here, this is just a matter of we're getting energy from the legs. We don't have a lot of freedom in the face, so she just doesn't know where to go with that energy. Once you get her turned around and kind of sorted out, then she moves her feet off in the direction you're trying to go. Good disengagement right there. Take her butt from her. Very nice. That right hand is open there. Look at that right hand. Okay. So perfect. That was just it. Look right there at your right hand, how open it is. All right, where are we at? Watch when she hops. Look at where your hand's at here. It's right by her neck. It's touching her. You're trying to bring it off, the leg still on. And then watch when we fast forward and she finds the answer. All right, so watch from here. Watch that hand pop out. Boom, the door opens. The right leg still, the right calf still touching her. It could open a little bit too, but just that hand popping way out here to the side. She said, oh, you want me to go this way? As soon as we freed up somewhere for her to go, her feet went that direction. Where we get stuck in the side passes, if we're straight and square and she doesn't understand which direction we want to go, whether our legs being on or her not knowing where that freedom is, that's what we always need her to know for you. And then we need to be more subtle with our energy for her to go that direction. And may I say, I love that you keep your head across that fence the whole time. Very nice work for you. Mm-hmm. All right, Miss Andrea is on the leg hobble. Happy to finally catch a Tuesday review. Well, thank you for... I'm just reading the message.
I actually know what day it is for him.
When he comes back, his head walk faster. Should I be more concerned about head down or the walk? All right, so that's kind of a double-edged question. Whenever he's coming back towards the barn, he raises his head and walks faster. Should I worry about the head down or the walk? I worry about the head down first because the head down will lead to a slower walk. Good job, Miss Lori. Way to stick with it and find your soft spot. There we go. Now, the next time you work on the side pass, I just want you to woo-saw and slow it down just a hair. Hey, I just heard her say woo-saw. Good job. There we go. There we go, young lady. Way to go through that adversity to find what you're looking for. So this is the quality that nobody talks about in their trainers is the ability for it to not go right, not go right, not go right, and wait for that moment of that's what I'm looking for. Nice. Now we got that leg yield. Very nice.
Good girl. All right. All right. This is our new Wednesday.
Good job, Miss Lori. Way to stick through the resistance to get what you're looking for. Mr. David working on healing. Oh, yeah, got that tip bent off to the left. Yes. All right, so remember, whenever you're healing, you can't speed up the loop whenever you deliver. You can do that heading, you shouldn't, but you can. But healing, you got to slow it. You want to bring it at the same speed or slow it down on delivery. That looks really good, though. Very nice. And don't get in the habit of grabbing that slack. Don't pull your slack. Let it lay. You don't pull your slack healing until you see those 2 feet go through. So if on the dummy you get in the habit of doing that, you will jerk it out from under there. You are laying a trap. So everything about that swing looks really nice. 2 things. All right, Mr. Davis. So I want your hand to extend all the way out to the right. It comes to your face. Don't have it hanging out in here. Bring it all the way out to the right, all the way out to the right. It's going to give you a wider catch radius. The next thing is whenever you deliver it, you're swinging, set the trap. If you swing, and then throw it, it's going to collapse on you. The faster you swing, it's collapsing when it's hitting the floor. If you on delivery, when you decide to deliver, you're swinging fast, you're in time. When you go to those heels, if you'll kill just a little bit of that swing, it'll open up for you and you set the trap on the ground. So that's why we don't pull slack like a header. A header throws the rope and pulls the slack, and it's all in one motion. Wow, come here. A healer sets the trap, sees the feet go through the trap, then picks up on it. So on the dummy, like stationary like that, see how the trap sets, look at it. See how the trap sets, look at it. Don't deliver and grab, because you will get in that muscle memory and you will do that in your horse and you will set pretty traps. You'll put the rope in the right place and you will pull it out of there before their feet go through it. So make sure you have it leaned the proper way. You're doing everything the right way. You have your shoulder up, you're leaning your loop off to the left, which is great, and you're delivering to the right hock, which is awesome. Two things: let it lay to make it pay. You got to let it lay down there, see those hocks go through. And two, don't add extra steam to your delivery, because that's going to collapse your loop.
And we're having a Calvary Treat next year.
And we're having a Calvary Treat next year.
Roping.
Very nice job. Love to see some roping on here. Yeah, Miss Wendy, we got a Calvary Treat next year, and your horse just got done with a full-on roping practice last night. Coming out of the box, heading and heeling. All right, so we're taking this draffy, and we are working on kindergarten and first grade. Some nice first grade. Horse is bent. Driving forward. Doing a little desensitizing for second grade. We have a lot of people saying the Calvary Treat sounds fun. Doing a little desensitizing, touching the flanks, touching the butt. Gonna spin that horse around. Nice and quiet. I like to see it. Moving his butt around. There we go, with positive reinforcement. Working on those shoulders. If you ever have any issue with those shoulders moving, don't be afraid to step to their face. Because their shoulders a lot of times are dull, but if you step to their eye, they take their face and their eye away from them, but their shoulders can follow. Moving the butt, crossing the back feet up. Mounting up on the mounting block. Activated that other eye. Swinging our leg over. Good way to stand still whenever you first hop on. Horses are creatures of habit. If you get on and go before long they'll go before you get on. So I already like it. We have a cone in the middle. All matched up in the purple. Flexing one way. Flexing the other. Looking for that disengagement, crossing over in the back end. Now we're taking that horse for a walk. Seems like a mellow fellow to me. Handling the traffic passing by good. Starting our circle around the cone. I love me some power with the circle. We worked on it all morning with the students, teaching them the power of how soft you can get a horse by keeping them in a circle, keeping them bent, how you control the head, control the horse, get their shoulders moving, their butt moving, get them right in between your hands. I tell you what, I could use some ponies like that. Oh, picking up the trot. Using that smaller circle to slow them down back to the wall. Let's get that same bend to the inside that we had to the other side. He transitions down really good. Nice. Good halt. Walking some circles, getting some flexing. I like the hand coming off the neck to get the turn. Makes it very obvious. Using that visual aid as the cone to circle it. I like that your eyes are to the inside, your hands to the inside. All the way out here, I can tell what you're looking to do. So he knows what you want to do. Now we're getting some of that leg yield. See him crossing over in the front end. Now we're doing some push obstacles. Look up, sit back. See how we're looking down with him? Keep your eyes up, your chin up. Eyes up, chin up. There we go. There you have it. There we go. Picking up the trot departure. Nice quiet trot circle. Looking at the toe, getting to the side. Change your directions. All in all, nice controlled ride. Nice and easy. Very controlled. Like that pony. Nice and quiet. Well, guys, it has been an awesome Horse Talk Live. We have some questions that we are going to bring to you. So let my wife ask me questions and I will answer them. Look up so ingrained in me. I say it to others on the trail, even people who are old timers. It's hard to bite my tongue. Absolutely, Miss Judy. It's easy. Look up where you want to go. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you look at where you're going to crash, if you look down, you're making the horse look down. If you look up to where you want to go, jumping trainers say that, look through the jump. Obstacle trainers say look through the obstacle.
There you go. All right, first question. My question is not specific to a grade, but to the consistency of them. I purchased your videos and noticed you go through each grade if the horse passes them well during one session. Is it possible to complete every grade from kindergarten to 12th grade in one session, or do you prefer to only do maybe 1 or 2 classes per session, even though they are proficient at it? Michael Hartman.
All right, Michael. So if they are passing easy, I don't want to be the biggest limiter to my horse. I don't want to be a limitation to my horse. So if they're passing them easy, I'm going to just keep pouring it on them until I see them starting to get bogged down and trying hard. So I might get all the way through the respect series and out of the respect series if the horse is doing that good. If they're passing like, yeah, I know that. It doesn't burden you at all if I ask you a question and you know beyond knowing the answer and you just spout it out. So if the horse knows the respect series, can give you the right answers, and it's not even, there's no mental distress. It's easy. Here's the answer. Oh, that's easy. Here's the answer. Oh, that's easy. Here's the answer. Just keep moving forward until you find something that bogs them down. And maybe that's not in the respect series. Now, it doesn't happen too often that we don't bog them down in the respect series, especially horses that we don't know.
Inside the horse help course.
That are in the horse help course. But when we do, we just keep looking for the next thing. Keep looking for the next thing. We get through the respect series. We go to horse help college. You are going to bog a horse down from the respect series to the horse help college.
All right, next question. My question is, have you ever had to tell a client that their horse was too much for them? I have a client who bought a horse and I can ride him and do the exercises. However, she is terrified. I told her she must do groundwork and build confidence in herself and show to be the leader to her horse. I'm concerned because she already fell off once and broke her ankle, which did not help her confidence. She insists me to keep training her, but this horse, I believe, is too much for her. Would you tell her he's too much of a horse for her and stop classes, or teach her on a horse that needs training itself? Sorry for the long explanation, but just wanted your opinion. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work.
So first and foremost, peace, love, and positivity is what we preach. So we never say never, and we never say that can never happen, because that just shuts the doors for everything. What we try to do is be as professional and as honest as we can be. And one of those things is, hey, you finding your forever horse is a lot like you finding your husband or your spouse or your significant other. Sometimes you got to kiss a lot of toads before you find your prince, and that's okay. A lot of times we will, not with a person, you'll get a boyfriend and throw him away like nothing, but a horse, you'll get the wrong horse for you, and we get some personal connection, and somebody may really love that horse and enjoy that horse, and we may waste good years of our riding life not enjoying the horse. So with that being said, if you've given it your college best and you've given it your effort and you guys are just not meant to be, I try to explain it in that way. The biggest question I ask my clients is, are you having fun? that's a great telltale sign. Because the horse can be a little difficult. If the person's having fun trying to fix it, great, it's a perfect match. If the person's not having fun and they've put in the effort and well, maybe it's not for them. A lot of times, that's why I sell, my grandpa used to say, son, that's why I sell Fords and Chevys. Not every horse is for every person and vice versa. So a simple way for me to come up with is it going to be fun for them? If the horse's difficulty level is above their comfort level, trainer, amateur, world champion, they're not going to fix it, because if the horse's difficulty level is above their comfort level, you can't quiet your mind enough to pressure and release properly and have good timing. So in that case, you really want to make sure that either somebody lowers the difficulty level under your comfort level, or in the case of you're working, you're trying, and it's just not coming together in that way, well, then that's where you kind of say, hey, are you having fun? It's okay to be uncomfortable if you're having fun, but if you're not having fun and you're uncomfortable, well, then maybe this is not the horse for you. And you just try to be as honest as you can be. Hey, somebody will love this horse and appreciate this horse. Maybe we need another horse for you, and maybe this horse needs another person for them.
And kind of like he described in there a little bit too, that may not be the time for you for that horse at that time. Whereas you could hop on other horses that build your confidence up, bring your confidence level up above that horse's difficulty level, in which case you will now enjoy and have fun on that horse that before would have been a problem. My horse won't walk over a tarp. I redirect and disengage, and he faces the tarp all right. Even stands in front of it with his head down and looking at it and smelling it. But then he starts backing up and won't step on it. I use a whip to show him he can't back, and now he won't, but we are kind of stuck. Do you need me to email a video? I didn't have anyone there to take it, and I don't think I should repeat the experience of my horse getting out of a situation like he did today. Anika, who's going through the horse health course and is stuck in 11th
Gotcha.
grade.
So if your horse is stuck with that backwards, I want you to drive them forwards and around it. If you're going around a square tarp, you could treat it like a soccer ball, and you want to keep their feet moving forwards. So if they rock backwards and they back up, disengage them and send them off in one way and go around and around that tarp. After you've got that horse going forward, keep forward, roll back into it. Forward, roll back into it. Every time you're doing that, you're bound to take a step on it and realize, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But you want to keep that forward. You don't want to get in that stalemate where you're stuck. I much prefer a horse fail by going around and around and around it than to back up or get stuck, because that's not awesome. If you keep them going forward and you can redirect them, nothing's impossible, but it's very improbable that you fail. If you can keep the forward and you can keep the direction wherever you want it, that you can keep redirecting left and right.
That's all I have. Some really cool testimonies, but that's all I have for questions.
Awesome, guys.
Do you have anything in the comments?
Nope, already answered them.
Okay, sweet.
Thank you.
Looking Friday, whoop, whoop,
Whoop.
7 p.m. Central Standard Time on our YouTube channel. There'll also be a reminder on our Facebook page to tell you to go check it out. Super pumped.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week on Horse Talk Live.
Bye, guys.